Monday. Here we go. It's Car Stereo Live. The only, the longest, the thing that's been out forever. Car Talk question show. Sure, go with one of those. Good day, guys, and welcome to Car Stereo Talk. I'm Dean. This is Fernando. And today we are going to answer all your questions and try to have as much fun as possible doing it. We're working today, so we got stuff everywhere. I hope everyone had a fantastic Sunday, Saturday, weekend. Welcome back to the show. Let's get started, shall we? I mean, how was your weekend, Fernando?
Amazing.
Yeah? Party all night?
My day off? Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, I know, right? I think I got enough stuff done in one day to, it's...
Dude, I slept
I
late every day.
Yeah, I know.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I know you did. Audio control DM810 or alternative. How many channels do you actually need? That's the question I would ask. Like if you only need 8 channels, then Arc Audio has the new PS 6 to 8. If you only need 6 channels, like if you need 8 channels, then you have the Arc Audio 6 to 8. If you need 6 channels, Helix has the 4 to 6. But there's a couple, those are the two. Yeah, those, that are high end. Down low from that, of course, there are a bunch of them. You have Down for Sound has one, DS18 has one, Nakamichi has one. Everybody has one. But the first two that I recommend would be the two I would look at if it were going to be a purchase of mine. Good evening, everyone. What's up, Dave? Raymond. Good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Evening, everyone. Spencer. Alternative. Frank. Sup, homies. There you go. Let me pull this guy right here. They should put this at the bottom. What's the best way to get screen mirroring on an aftermarket unit? Put an iPad in the dash. The reality is that nowadays it's kind of off. If you have a radio with an HDMI input, buy a Roku. That's really your best option. RVDFL has some streamers that come in through the iPort. Depending on the radio, and if you're an Android user, some of the Android phones will pair up with radio and allow you to do screen sharing. However, a lot of the content providers have stopped allowing it to happen. So even though you can get something up on the screen, when you go to watch Amazon, it blacks out and says, sorry, you can't do that. Whereas if you have a Roku, doesn't care. Thinks it's TV, just plugs right in, everything goes to town. So that might be the best alternative if you're trying to watch something on the small screen in your dash.
All right. Are you want to do some...
I'm going to hide this. Ads? Yeah, I'm going to do... Well, yeah, I'm going to do the... Hey, we do this little page called the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club. And yeah. All right. And every week, Fernando goes through and he scours the interwebs in that particular page and tries to find something cool to post for you guys to look at and comment on. And this week, as always, he's come up with a banger. Look at that thing. Wow. That thing's nice. Is that a gold horn? I feel like that's a gold horn. Yep. So very nice system. Very cool.
Yep.
Simple but complex. I like how he added the little side pieces. No, it looks good. Who did this?
I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get it.
No, the guy on the comment, that's the gentleman that he did it.
Okay, cool. Well, it looks fantastic.
Yes.
Somebody spent some money.
A lot of money.
They
spent a lot of money in that store.
Yes. And that segment is brought to you by DNF Tool Drawer. If you're looking to find all the cool tools that we use in our installation, or if you just want to get the best electrical 2-channel RT on the planet, the IRTA2, which ships right from my garage to you with a keychain. You can find that at dnfttooldrawer.com. So, boom, there you go. If you would like your picture to be one of those that is chosen, then maybe submit something and see where it happens. Because it's there. It could be you. It could be you.
It could be you.
Could be you. All right, so I was trying to find something specific. All right, here we go.
Something specific.
Yeah.
In what category?
Sponsor, because they just came out with cool new. Okay, here it is. So the other day we mentioned Audio Control. The Epic Series amplifiers just came out with their own enclosures, and I had said they had these cool little panels that you could get to make them custom for you. And here they are. You can find them at audiocontrol.com. Here are some of the custom panels that allow you to make your box, these boxes right here, fit your vehicle even better. I think those are pretty cool. We got like a carbon fiber, some brush, some stitching, some Volkswagen style stuff, and then just some. Ooh, there's the speaker terminals.
What is that? What is those things?
So, okay, so
Those.
these are. All right, see the boxes?
Yeah.
See the gray area in the box?
Yeah.
So the box, these come out. You pull the woofer out, these panels come out, and you can put these panels in its place. So it's customizable.
That's pretty cool.
Or you could take the panel that's out, paint it how you would like, and put it back in. So the whole idea there is that you can make the box fit your, you.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice, and it's that cool Epic subwoofer.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I want
I
to get our hands on some of those so that we can do a whole unboxing review type thing. But anyways, you can find that cool feature at audiocontrol.com. Now, one of the things I was trying to find, which I got some of you guys at Audio Control emails. I don't know where it went, but I got an email as I was dreaming, which is totally possible. I didn't get a lot of sleep this weekend. That the altitude speakers. There was an email for the new altitude speakers, but I couldn't find it anywhere. But supposedly we're going to get those. If not, they're not on the website yet. But I could have swore I got an email that said new altitude speakers. I don't know where I got it from. But it wasn't from hey, don't tell nobody these things. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Audiocontrol.com. Hey, Dean, did you guys do 5 minutes on Insta today? We did not do that today. Today was a weird day for us. It was truly a Monday. Some days are Mondays and then some days are Mondays. Today was a Monday.
I think for the past 2 weeks it's been a Monday.
Yeah. So no, this is a Toyota Corolla, and it was.
It is.
Yeah, and this was an interesting find. Tomorrow will be a better time to kind of talk about what we're doing to fix it for him. Because it was messed up, and honestly, it was one of those things like I really just didn't want to be like, oh, look what this guy did. This is crap. I know you guys love that stuff, but some days you're just not in the mood to do that. And today was one of those days.
You get annoyed like when that happens.
Yeah, I do. So I was trying not to.
I'm saying me too.
I was just trying to. So
Yeah.
we got to do some cool stuff on it, print some stuff, and have a lot of fun. I need to print another one of those blocks.
Yeah.
But anyways, it'll be in a better spot for us to talk about it tomorrow. So we'll tell you what we're doing to it. And the craziest thing was, you guys always ask about MVX amplifiers and stuff like that, and I know that a lot of guys love those things, and for the most part, they're extremely reliable. And the install on this was terrible. So I'm not blaming it on MVX, but he had 2 MVX amplifiers. And they both died. But to be fair, they had a CCA 4 gauge going back to a distribution block buried under the seat going off to some Stinger for some real 4 gauge. Was the red stuff real 4 gauge?
No.
Okay. So some red CCA 4 gauge.
Everything was CCA.
So I'm thinking that that's probably why the amplifiers gave up the ghost was... And the car was going to burn down at some point anyways, because they just had the CCA wire going, pressured underneath the grommet. They didn't go through the grommet. They went under it. So there's a nice cut in the wire where that was going to happen, plus with all the corrosion.
And the other cuts that you showed me, it was, kind of like, all the plastic is. It's
the first time I've ever seen anyone use a fast string underneath a speaker as a gasket. So... Inside. So okay. So it was one of the smaller fast rings, only like 1.5 inches thick. Like the sound guys, whatever they are, or the Morel, where you have the thingies, the foamy parts. Anyways, so they took the bracket. This is the bracket. So bracket, foam ring. Put up another hand. Car. So they put this on here. It screwed the bracket into it and crushed the fast ring between the car and the bracket. And it was just like, yeah, it's a fish. I'm just like, what the?
So Stinger make the 3-plug fast ring, right? You get the plug at the back, and then the inside, and then the outside. Right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to see if
give
they
it the
was
benefit
trying
of the
to
doubt.
do the same thing.
I don't know, because this was you got the passenger door off, right?
No, I know. But what I'm saying is because the Toyota Corolla has the plastic ring from the factory, so it actually
well, and that was the other thing too. It destroyed the speaker.
The whole surround.
Yeah, so
it's a lot.
So, anyways, it was just one of those things where it was just like utter, just oh god, please stop. So we didn't talk about it. Anyway, I didn't expect that to take that long. But anyways,
well, thank you for reminding.
Now I'm in Orlando, Florida. Moved a few weeks ago. You go see Eduardo at Techno Express.
Techno Express.
Go see how boats are made. Or really cool.
Panels.
Yeah, really cool.
Beautiful panels.
Yeah. Hello from Vegas.
Oh, we're gonna be there next week.
We will be. All the DSPs are amplified, or there are some DSPs just processors. There are DSPs that are just processors. So like Arc Audio make like
standalone next to your ear. The other one. No, there you go.
Come on, man. That one right there. That's the 12 to 16. That's gonna go in Fernando's car. They make is that the 12 to 16?
That's the 12 to 16.
They make what? What's 16?
16
to. Yeah, anyways, Arc Audio has 5 standalone DSP. PS6 to 8, PSM Pro, the PS, or the 8 channel, the 12 channel, and the 16 channel. It's 12 channel. So that's 12. So, yeah, 8, 12, 16, and then the PSM Pro, which is the small waterproof one, and then the inexpensive PS6 to 8. So those are all standalone. Helix has a ton. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but they have like the same amount, if not more, just like Arc does.
Standalone, yeah.
Audison has a few, but they're all antiquated because everything is currently just Forza amplifiers. Moscone has the silver one that's right above my head, right there, which is now black. And then they have the Atomos, which are the small, like they make the Atomo 4 to 6. But yeah, so there are plenty of standalone high-end DSPs.
It depends what you're trying to do, you know. Like if you need 16 channels,
I need all the channels. But I like to just buy amplifiers, DSPs built into them because it's so much easier. And as Frank says, right there, Dean doesn't like to do standalone DSPs. No, I don't. I want as few boxes as humanly possible. I want one box. I mean, yeah, I want one box. I mean, if they made, 911 Valina Corolla, yeah, I mean, it could have been, but it's not because I wasn't feeling it. Good afternoon, Brad.
Hello.
From my desk in sunny Modesto. And just push some of the clutter away and kick your feet up and enjoy the show.
Yeah, grab a margarita.
As we mumble our way through the whole thing that is car audio.
Grab a margarita.
Could I have a margarita? I mean, you probably could. All right, let me get this caught up. Go ahead and throw something up there if you like.
What do you want me to throw?
Good evening, gents.
Here we go.
Did you go through them yet?
That's what I'm going through.
All right, we'll go through them and I'll do this. The other day you mentioned something about losing control with DSP. What exactly were you referring to? I have no idea.
Losing control with a DSP?
I have
when it disconnects or something?
I have no idea. I'm sorry. I would need to know where I was going with that.
Yeah, it had to be something.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't remember.
But don't lose control.
I would have to know what I was talking about.
Go to audio control.
Hold on. Let me go here. Any tips on asking iData to get an RR2 working for my car? They currently don't support my car. What kind of car do you have? And I can tell you if there's a likelihood of you getting a car. So listen, if you guys are going to ask questions like that, give us the car. Give us more information because I'll tell you if they're working on it. I have 2 DSP amplifiers from Audicro. Is it worth getting a 12-channel DSP or no? I would much prefer having 1 DSP instead of 2, for sure. And yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just itching my hand. Any experience with the factory Jeep Commander 2006 with the Boston audio system? I want to change the head unit out. So the Commander, unfortunately, is the one car that, well, okay, it's not the one car. It's one of the cars in the Chrysler lineup that, yeah, you got to hit or miss on that one. I don't know what happened. That there was something about that just sucked. It's a 2006 though, so that's, if it's gonna work, you could still use iData. PAC makes an interface for it. Metro makes an interface for it. If one says it'll work and the other one does not, go with the one that says it'll work because they figured it out. Outside of that, it's a straight install. So regardless of whether in a Jeep or a Chrysler product or whatever, if it says amplified, they're all the same, meaning as far as how it integrates into it. So the problem that was with that is there was a data issue with like it turning on and off with the key. Back in the day, it had nothing to do with the amplifier. So on all Chryslers, it's a 2-channel amplifier system turn on, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, you should be able to change out the head unit. Yellow, blue. Hello, Bobby. Z series is the Pioneer premium Pioneer line. That's their Zs. They make a handful of different Z speakers. If you need some Z speakers, give Paul. He'll give you a great deal. He's got a bunch of them. We're trying to get. I drive a 2009. Yes. Yes. So basically what happened was they were all supposed to support the Lincolns, and in the last minute they pulled them out. I don't know. Well, I know why, but not anything.
They don't pay the bill, man.
No, it was something to do. It was actually because of the factory amplifier. A lot of the things that we're running into with iData is if there's no interfacing for the factory amplifier, they just say it's not compatible. So there's like no way to flash it. And it's like, hey, could you just make it work and just say it doesn't work with the factory amplifier? And they're to the point now because of the Bose situation, meaning everyone is just giving them so much crap about the GM and Bose that they're just to the point of almost being bitter about it, almost, where it's like, fine, hey, you know what? We're just, no, we're not even going to give you a maybe, which kind of sucks because like it's like, hey, you're going to have to lose all your speakers and amps and all that crap. And some people are going to do that. It's an older car. Why would you not? And other people are like, what? So, and to be fair to them, there's a lot of really stupid people out there. I know this comes as a shock to most of you. I know. I found it surprising myself. But there's only so many ways you can tell people that things don't interface with other things. And then you still have to field all these calls. And it's like, it says it right there. It will not work with that. I didn't see it. So
still don't see it.
So anyways, that's part of the problem with those. Never say never, but yeah.
It's not you.
It's not me. You, it's them. Hold on.
Everybody's holding on. Hold on, guys.
I know.
Just wait for the end.
Summer is in the past. But right now is spring or fall. It's fall right now. Yeah, spring and fall dust are the same thing. So anyways, it's basically summer light. It's a beautiful time of the year right now. It's right before the death throes of winter crushes your soul and makes you feel miserable. If you went all summer and didn't upgrade your fun outdoor vehicle, let's say like a motorcycle, what are you waiting for? Head out now and get it done so you can enjoy what's left of this beautiful riding weather. And of course, if you want to, head over to arcaudio.com and check out the full line of Moto products. They have new A to B interfaces for Harley. The PSM Pro, the little DSP right there, gives you full DNA software on your motorcycle. Mm-hmm. And of course, they have the new Moto 800 amplifier, which is the same compact size as the 7, just more powerful, baby. Yeah.
That's what we want.
Definitely. And at some point, I'll make my Bluetooth speaker with those. At some point. But check them out at arcaudio.com. Or if you want a standalone DSP, arcaudio.com. Hey, gents, what is the best way to tune a system when you don't have professional equipment like what you guys have? I heard an oscilloscope is about 90% good. If so, what brand is good? Thanks. Okay, so when people say tune a system, we got to kind of figure out what that means, okay? Because there's setting up a system, and then there's tuning a system. And although it's semantics, it's really not. All right, so let me explain the difference. If you come to us and you have an AM, FM, CD, whatever, radio in the dash, whether it be aftermarket or factory, you have a radio in the dash. Then you add some amplifiers, and then you add some speakers. So basically your system is comprised of a source unit, amplifiers, and speakers. That is setting up a system. That is simply going to the amplifier, turning dials to adjust a crossover and a gain. If you want to use an oscilloscope for that or a digital multimeter, you can do that. There are simple ways to do that. Kicker puts out a cool voltage chart that says, hey, if you have a digital multimeter, which you can go buy from the cheap tool store for $30, and you have a test track that you can download from our website, you can use that on anybody's equipment, and it'll tell you, do you have a 400 watt amp? You need to put out X amount of voltage playing this test tone at this ohm load. So you put your voltmeter on there, you turn up the gain until it hits that number, hopefully, if it's good equipment. And then there you go. You've set up the amplifier to be a 400 watt amplifier. You can put your speakers and hook it back up and everything is great. Now, if you're like, oh no, I want to spend a little bit extra and get an oscilloscope. It was like $150 and get an oscilloscope. Okay, so basically same process. You play your test tone, you put your oscilloscope, you dial it in until you see a square wave, where the wave just kind of, instead of being nice and curved, it starts to peak out and you go, oh, you turn it down a little bit. And now you've set up your gain. Barring that the radio isn't putting on a distortion, but it really doesn't matter actually because you turn it up, it'll gain train right through, no big deal. Now, that's setting up a system. Reality is most of these amplifiers now have peak lights on them, so you just play dynamic music, meaning something that has a really heavy bass note or a really heavy, really like a lot of highs, and you turn your volume up to a decent listening level with the gain turned down, and you start turning it up until you see the light come on, and then you go, okay, and turn it until the light goes off, and you're done. Now you've set up the system. Crossover-wise, it's pretty generic. If you're using passive crossover, it's typically you're going to do an 80 hertz high pass or an 80 hertz low pass. Sometimes you'll do a 50 hertz low pass. Sometimes you'll do 110 high pass. It just depends on the type of music and how good the crossover is and your set equipment. There's numbers on the side of the amp. Turn the dial until it gets close. Now, if you're doing an active system, and meaning like you're going to put a 6-channel amp in and it's non-DSP'd and you just have dials, well, that becomes very hard to set up a crossover for a tweeter. The only tool for that is the CA1 from SMD. Like that's it. There's no oscilloscope. There's no nothing. You gotta have really amazing ears or hope that the silk screen on it is perfect. Okay. Now, tuning a system requires a DSP. All right. Now, to tune a system, you have to have equipment. Okay. Like? You have to have an RTA, real-time analyzer of any kind. Now, you can go and buy from Parts Express the Dayton Audio USB-C mic. It's like $100, and an iPad or Android tablet, whatever it is, and put an RTA app on that, plug it in, put it in your car, play pink noise, which there again you can also download from Kicker. RAW
too. Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that. Yeah, but that's super complicated. RAW is the next one. It's a free thing. You need a mic for that. You need a laptop. It gets really it's a lot of buttons, whatever. But the iPad with the Dayton Audio mic, it's $100, $120. Cost to entry is pretty reasonable. And so then you can actually tune the system. You can put the iPad, hang it from the window, play pink noise, turn things on and off through your DSP. You're going to need a laptop, of course, and DSP software to whatever it takes. So hopefully that explains the difference between the two. And you don't have to spend a ton of money to tune it. You do have to have certain tools. Okay, moving on. Okay, for a basic system, if you add a DSP, is there really a need to run the sub-channel through the DSP? You know, this is one of those situations where it was like, okay, let's say I had an 8-channel DSP and I was going to do 6 channels up front, rear. That's 8 channels. Crap, what do I do for my sub? Okay, let's just hope we're using an aftermarket radio that may have some sub adjustment in there, and then we'll plug that in and we'll get subwoofer level control and everything will be good. Otherwise, yes, you really want to run it through the DSP. Now, most people aren't really concerned with making the bass sound like it's coming from the front of the car because they just want a bass knob and they're going to rail on it. It's going to sound like it's coming from everywhere in the car. So it's not necessarily the most important thing to do. If you have to sacrifice a channel so that you can add in mids and highs, then yes, the sub is the channel you would do. And or, remember, rear does not have to be stereo. You can do a left plus right for your rear. So if you had, let's say, 6 channels up front, 7 could be rear, 8 could be sub. We've done that too. I prefer that method because I would much rather be able to run my subwoofer through the EQ because I want to EQ my sub, you know, give it some boomity boom. But anyways, that's the option. Remember, you don't always have to do stereo channels for rear. So, okay. Is that storm going to hit you guys? I mean, right now it's way down in the we don't care area. Who knows what it'll happen after it goes over the top of the area that it's going to hit. What is it? The Dominican? That guy thought he was going to fly out on Wednesday. Dude, he ain't flying out on Wednesday. Their island's going to be getting crushed. Weird. Anyways, right now, no. Right now, it's too far away for even us to be concerned with it. Like, I mean, we might get some rain on the other coast if it decides to pass over them. It depends because, all right, weather talk. So if it comes out and turns and goes up the Gulf Stream and comes into the Gulf, yeah, we're going to get screwed for sure. If it keeps going out and then just goes up the coast might get some flooding. It depends. If it actually, is it a hurricane yet? Because it was like a Category 5 storm?
No, it's Category 5 now.
Yeah, but is it a storm or a hurricane? Because there's the tropical storm versus hurricane. I feel a lot of the times they just make these things up to make it seem more worse than it is, but I don't know. I haven't been following it. It should hit Jamaica in a day. Yeah, so we got a ways to wait before it's going to bother us. Might bring us some rain. Ooh, possibly some cool weather.
Yeah.
I'm about to turn a 2013 Chevy Sonic into a bass demo competition build. Boom.
Nice.
415 DC audio Neos. What product would you recommend for sound deadening? Whatever you could get a deal on. They have that crappy kill mat stuff that everyone buys on Amazon, which is a total waste. It's thin, it's crap. You want thick. Thick is what you want. Thick and lots of layers. Obviously, Dynamat is the go-to. Everyone's like, oh, Dynamat. But there's so many other ones out there.
Stinger.
It's like you said. We use Singer. There's Sound Shield and Sound Mat. And there's Morel. And there's, the stuff I just put in the Mustang. It's Resonex from Nick. Fantastic stuff. I don't know if the price that you're going to pay for it would be worth for a sound, bass heavy thing. But by far, it's some of the nicest stuff out there. And he charges for it. Like, he's very proud of his stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. You just want to get thick, and then read the reviews to make sure that it doesn't drip. Because what'll happen sometimes is it'll heat up and it'll off gas, which is a liquid, so it'll start dripping gooey stuff out of it. That just
liquid.
Suck. I think it's a Cat 5 Hurricane. They're gonna suck then. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Wow.
Yeah. They're going to
Cat 5 Hurricane, huh?
Yeah. Jamaica looks like it's gonna get obliterated. Yeah, it's gonna get wiped out.
Ooh, that's not good.
By Melissa, and still intensifying. Yeah, so that's okay. So for us, once it goes over the top of there, we got to see what it does, whether it turns or continues straight up. If it continues straight up, then I'd start worrying about like South Carolina, North Carolina, possibly even New Jersey and New York, because that's where these things like to go up and wipe out. So Are you a hurricane? You're a Cat 5 hurricane, baby. You know it.
You're destroying everything. Okay.
Oh, so.
Okay.
No, here, you don't have to. It just says Noah's website is not getting updated because you use. Fantastic. That means, yeah. Oh. So if it does hit us, we're all screwed because, you know.
He's going to get hit tomorrow.
The government never does anything for us anyway, so it's all good. Okay, go ahead. Put up your thing. Yeah, SoundSkin is still around, but the former owners of SoundSkin have moved on to
SoundShield.
They parted. There was a whole like, you suck, no, you suck, and so they washed the hands of each other, and they imported their own product, and then SoundShield, he took over when he left them. He created SoundShield, so that's who that is now. So, okay, I thought it had to do with controls in the head unit, like fader, balance, possibly. Sorry, you have to go back and watch. Sorry, I'll have to go back and watch it. You were talking about your personal car and its setup. So in my personal car right now that we're working on, which you guys haven't seen yet, we've seen bits and pieces of it. We're using the Arc Audio Falcon, which is their 12-channel amplifier, 16-channel DSP. And because I had a center channel in it from the factory, I wanted to retain the center channel because the amplifier has an upmixer in it. The upmixer, we won't get into that because we've talked about it enough recently. We can always circle back around later. And so right now, I have the front channels feeding it, and I have the subwoofer channels feeding it because an upmixer doesn't have a sub-channel output. It just has tweeter, fronts, and rear. And so the sub is still going through the DSP. It's just not going through the upmixer. Now, I could run it through the fronts, but I didn't want to do that because I like bass. And so right now, I'm testing out all of the fun features in the upmixer. Now, in previous installs for consumers, our clients, we've only used the upmixer for rear fill, and we've had fantastic results with it. I wanted to see what it would do using all the channels upmixed. Yeah, that's enough to drive you crazy. And so we'll see how that turns out. It's too soon to tell, not really, but I think a one-seat tune is probably more my speed as far as what I like. There's things that upmixers do. For those of you that have a home stereo and actually have a surround sound home stereo and maybe an Atmos receiver, like I have an Atmos receiver from Audio Control. And this weekend I was home alone, editing, doing all kinds of fun work stuff. And I had my receiver playing 70s rock music because I like that stuff. And some music sounded fantastic, and then all of a sudden my rear speakers kick in and the whole room is like doing weird stuff. And I was like, what the hell? And I put my glasses on so I could see it across the room, and it was in Atmos mode because I'm powering it all through an Apple TV. And Apple TV will, if you're encoded in Atmos and you have an Atmos receiver, will automatically switch the receiver over to Atmos so that you can hear all your stuff in Atmos. Needless to say, surround and two-channel audio are very weird. It's very weird stuff. I'm yeah. We'll see how this all plays out. But yeah. Okay. Moving on. When tuning a DSP and you are happy with what have done, have you had second thoughts that you could make it sound better? Yeah, always. I mean, but there also has to be a stopping point, right? I mean, if you think about it, depending on how your brain works, you'll be working on something, and it gets to the point to where you're either content, you're satisfied, or you're just like, I have to move on, right? So that's not saying you can't be all three of those, but there has to be a point to where you move on, and you're like, good enough is this is well past good enough. I'm not a big fan of saying it's passable. I hate that. If it's passable, it means go back to work and figure it out. You know, I want greatness at every time I do this. So we get to that point to where it's like, you know, we have protocols. Like I sit in the car, get it to the point to where I think it's ready to go. I have Fernando sit in the car. He tells me I'm wrong, and I readjust it to where, you know, the two of us agree on a certain thing. There are limitations to every car, which he has a hard time coping with. But it's sometimes speakers go into places that they just can't do that. So, yeah. But you can always tweak it and tweak it and tweak it. But at some point, you have diminishing returns, right? It stops getting better. Now, if you're a competitor, these guys tweak their systems every freaking weekend.
Yeah.
Brian will spend 2 hours, if his car sits, the Volt will sit for a month or two. And before the show, or when he gets to the show, he'll tune it again, because depending on where it's at or where it's going to be, is it going to be inside in the air conditioning, outside in the heat?
The weather.
How long have the speakers sat there without being played? All these things are factors in how it's going to sound. So he will always retune the car. Now, it doesn't mean he has to go in there and be like, it's just like maybe up one, down one, skip, down one, that kind of stuff. So, yep. Okay. I said that one. That was a Z series.
Okay.
I'm going to pull this up right here. Is it time?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of speakers, which we haven't this show, but I like to say it that way anyways. Are you looking for amazing speakers for your car? Do you want your car to be like, oh my God, these sound so cool? Well, if you do, head to focal.com, where you can find all your speaker needs. That's right. You need amazing, oh my God, the touched by angels. You might be in the mood for some utopias. If you're like, bro, I'm eating at McDonald's tonight, or maybe a cup of ramen, you have auditors. And every step in between, depending on where you want to be in your life, they got a speaker for you, and they all sound amazing. They have that signature Focal sound that Fernando loves more than life itself.
That is true.
This is true. Go with God. Can an EV have high power amps, DSPs, and subs? Yes. However, there are some caveats to everything, right? So, first thing is that a lot of these EVs, there's a limited amount of current that can be consumed from the electrical system. So, that's where Modus is going to really save the day, so to speak, is once they come out with their amplifiers. We saw the Cybertruck. If you didn't see the Modus Cybertruck in here, that thing has like 4,000 watts of power on it, connected to a 12 gauge. It's drawing no power at all, because the design that Tony and Juan came up with in the amplifier. We have buddies that have put big amplifiers in the Cybertrucks because they do it kind of kludgy. So there's a AC outlet in the car, and so they put a AC to DC power supply in there and a battery, and they hook everything up to the battery that's being charged from the AC to DC converter. Yeah, follow that train of thought. Now, in some of the other Tesla vehicles, they like Alpine has a really nice amplifier, but it's not big. So I think Matt Schaefer has put in some really big systems. And there again, you need batteries. You need batteries and switching in a way to charge those batteries, because the car is not going to charge them in some cases, or have enough to charge them. But can you do it? Yeah, there's just a lot of extra holes you have to punch in order to get to that point, though. So, and some of the new Toyotas, because they don't have alternators anymore, they have generators. We're going to start seeing problems in those too, where the generator is just not putting out enough to to keep the amplifiers going. So, that's always going to be an issue, is charging them. So plugging them into the wall, just like the car itself, you might have to do. Any recommendations on new head units that would... Hold on, I want to click this one here. I want to do that. Any recommendation on new head unit that would keep as many features, the stock radio, a 2019 Sequoia, looking to keep backup camera, XM steering wheel controls, CarPlay, like Alpine? Okay, so the car, you're looking for iData. The Idatalink Maestro RR or RR2 and a compatible iData compatible radio are what you're looking for. So backup camera, steering wheel controls, and actually extra features like gauge cluster, a whole diagnostic package for the car, integration with air conditioning controls depending on the car make and model. Now, the thing that you cannot retain is XM. especially in a Toyota. You're going to have to buy the SVX 300 tuner because the Sirius XM tuner is built into the Toyota radio. So when you take out the Toyota radio, the tuner goes with it. However, you can retain the antenna by using their SAT1 adapter. So if you have a factory, you just unplug it by the SAT1, plugs right in, plugs into the new tuner, and you don't have to run an antenna. Now, Alpine makes the 509, the 507, the 511, which are all iData compatible. So if you do want an Alpine, any one of those three would be fantastic in there. I would recommend looking at the Kenwood Exelon stuff, personally. Possibly the Sony. But, basically Kenwood, Sony, some Alpine. And then floor would be Pioneer. Even JVC would be in there nice. But anyways, yeah. So all of those things will allow you to do. We do them all the time. Toyota's the one car that we want to take that factory radio out of. Metro makes a really nice dash kit for it. So you pick up the Metro dash kit and the iData interface. Fernando, did you ever use optical cable on your Sony GS9? And if so, did you hear a difference? What difference would you hear?
No, and we never used the optical cable.
That would be a bad decision. Okay, so when the GS9 was being made, it was their home audio receiver using their, what was it, the Red Dragon or whatever?
Saber
DAC thingy, which
Something
was their big flagship DA converter for its time. They tasked one of their engineers with taking the home audio version of it and making it into a car audio version of it. The factory, the home audio version had Toslink out, okay, which we didn't need for car audio, but he just figured I had to put it in there anyways. If you saw the unboxing on it, it's just a big metal box inside of a big metal box. The reason why you don't use the Toslink output and you use the RC output is because the whole reason why the GS9 exists is for that DAC inside of it. Like, that's why you bought it. And if you use the Toslink out, you're bypassing that DAC. So that's the best part. So you wouldn't want to use the Toslink out unless you had a DSP down the line that had an equal or better DAC built into it. So that's why you didn't run them. So this is one of those things where everyone gets excited about having a Toslink out, and it's like, and this is why, if the one in the unit is better than the one downstream,
there you go.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so if the one in the unit is better than the one downstream, use the one in the unit, okay? If the one downstream sucks, it's no good. Now, if the one downstream is fantastic, well, then Toslink out and go back to it, let it do its thing. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure you're using the best of the pieces that you buy. A lot of people are buying these portable MP3 players, and then they're interfacing them in very poorly. And they're like, oh, this is cool. I have this. Yeah, but it's not getting into the system. It's just, you're negating all of it. It's kind of silly. I forget it. I get it. Is everyone besides Fernando and myself hate the Sony GS?
I love that GS9, man. I was actually trying to put it in the car.
Yeah.
Well,
it's an acquired taste.
And then it is like, you're going to lose everything. And I said, I just want that GS9. But the Sony actually came out and they told us the 9500 had a better DAC than the GS9.
Well, in the car, the 9500 specs out better than what you're going to get out of the GS9.
So that was the only reason we actually put that in the car.
Because, there again, it's a much newer unit. And it's, technology has moved forward and they were able to do better. So
I did the comparison of the amplifier.
Oh yeah, I did a comparison of the amplifier versus the GS9. I used to have analog out was much warmer, more depth, finer detail, etc. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Daniel, because you were using what you bought. Mm-hmm. At that point, it's like, don't even buy it. Just because it's a waste.
Yeah. The only thing I heard on the GS9 was when you're doing like a stream or you actually plug it into the USB. That was it was fantastic.
Yeah, if you did it the ugly way, it sounded fantastic.
Sorry.
So Does Kenwood make something like a Sony GS9? Nobody makes anything like a Sony GS9. Like, the only reason why Sony made it is because they already made the product in their home line. So remember, Sony does home and car and movies and cameras and tons of crap. So it was just a matter of going, hey, let's take this piece we already make and put it in a smaller box. Go to town, buddy. Make that work for me.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why they had it. Kenwood doesn't make anything like that. Kenwood does make the new 1058, the new direct replacement radios, that all the new high-end Exelons, the 3 high-end Exelons, have a Toslink output. But just like the Sony, if you decide you're going to use the Toslink output, it negates everything in the radio. Because it says, oh, you want to use the Toslink output? It bypasses all of their audio. So it's just digital in, digital out. So it shuts off their EQs, crossovers, all that stuff is just grayed out as soon as you tell it what you're trying to do. But it gives you the ability to do that. So it's like you have to decide. And it's not like you can switch back between it. The radio has to reboot every time.
Yeah, I love that knob. That was fantastic. But yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's funny too. Like, I don't know what it is recently, but everyone's like, all of a sudden, everyone is talking about knobs. You know, so
knobs are fantastic.
Okay, and I'm not knocking that. So here's the funny thing. Back in the 90s, when buttons were first becoming a thing, because there was always a knob. There's always a knob. And then Alpine was like, I'm going to put a button. Pioneer's going to put a button. And I still remember being in the meeting where they're going, you know, tell me how to, without any words, how do you turn up the volume? And the guy goes like this. He goes, no, on our radios, it's this. This is how this means louder. Because you got to hit a button to go up. It's not this. So when you go like this, that clearly means turn it up. You know, and I go, you know, you're like, oh, okay, that means if turn it up.
Yeah.
This means you, hey, you over there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean louder. And so they were like, oh,
yeah.
You know, but we've forgotten that, and we keep putting buttons on screens. You know, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, man, but we want knobs. I think JVC did the best implementation of that with the finger. So you can just do this.
Yep.
Any one of the radios, you can just do this. So like on my radio, if I have a knob because it interfaces with the Mustang, so I just use the Mustang's knob. But if I didn't, I could just go in the corner of the screen when in CarPlay or Android Auto and just go like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not sexy, but it's still like, yay. So that's why the conductor, director, and knobs. Yes, that's why everybody's going to a knob. Yes, we know. We know all about the knobs.
Happy birthday, bro.
Can't wait for the knobs. You're old. Anyways.
Did you put that one already?
No. Alpine just updated the firmware to 7. Also, my 515 runs much better now.
There you go.
Yeah. Does it still have to be over the air, or can you download it? Because 6 you can only do over the air, which sucked. But so 7, huh? All right. I mean, listen, they need to do something, because God. But we have the one in the showroom, so I'll go over tomorrow and update it, or Wednesday. Probably go over Wednesday and do the update so we can see if it makes it any more like less. My home audio does something weird like that when I run in a multi-channel stereo where everything comes from front, but then it will put an acoustic guitar in the back rear. Yeah, I enjoy it. I don't. And there again, some people do, like yourself. It's just like, ooh, I'm like up on the stage and everyone's having a good time. And to me, it's just distracting because I have everything in front of me. And then the worst is when you're watching like a football game and they pipe in the crowd sound in the back and you're just like sitting there. And the next thing you know, right above my head is, and you're just going, what the, oh God.
All right. So
I didn't over the air, and
sure.
they
I did it
say
over the
USB.
air.
Oh, I did it over the air, but couldn't find it on the site. Yeah, so they don't do USB. So like from 0 to 5, it was USB. To go to 6, it was over the air. So I'm assuming 7 is probably over the air too. Which, how long did it take? Like a half hour? Stupid. I'm 43 with no kids. You're 43 with dogs. Got lots of dogs.
He has a lot of dogs?
Yeah, he's got a big black dog. I gotta come up with some new ones of these. This last segment is brought to you by the fine folks at Moscone-America.com. Listen, we've been talking about DSP. We've been talking about amazing things and sound quality and all that fun stuff. They have, like, everyone all agrees that AB class is the best, right? We all feel like it is. Well, if you're in that school of thought, then there's only one amplifier for you, and that is either the Moscone Pro or the Moscone 1. These are the pros. Woo! Sexy. Love them. Some of my favorite looking amplifiers.
Like the 430 or 830.
Yeah. Anyways, check them out at Moscone-America.com and or just head over to Gladen.com where you can also find a ton of other stuff to look at. And if you do like a knob, they do have the knob for your amplifiers to run and make everything cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Gladen. It's all the same company. When Gladen made his aerospace, because he was an aerospace engineer, the original Gladen, the one that's dead, he needed an amplifier line. And keep in mind, the reason why the guy designed his own speakers is he thought everyone else's speakers sucked. And he was a rocket scientist, so go figure, right? That's what rocket scientists do. So he's not going to let anything power his speakers that he loves so dearly. So he bought Moscone, and there you go. Because he was like, yeah, these amps can power my speakers and make them sound breathtaking. So good enough for a rocket scientist. I'm pretty sure they're good enough for you. Ha-ha! Anyways, going to use the pack Sub Pro 41 to add amp, and sub to my 2023 Wrangler 4EX with the Alpine system. Is it better to use the level control that comes with the Sub Pro or the remote from the Sub amp? Doesn't matter. They'll both do the same thing. Yeah. So there is some problems with the 4EX and aftermarket equipment. You might want to do some research before you decide to do this. I got an email recently that Rockford has stopped all sales of those for the 4EXs because they're getting some weird things that are happening. I don't know if PAC is suffering the same fate. We don't really do a lot of the battery ones, but specifically on that, we reported on it not too long ago, I think. But just do some research real quick and, check to make sure that there isn't any, go to PAC's website, make sure that there isn't any warnings or anything like that. I haven't heard anything about that from them, but that's not to say it doesn't exist. So just make sure that everything is good there before you get in there and lose your mind. Super sticker.
Boom, boom.
$5. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Cafe on me. Why must all of the cool, high-end, old-school stuff be on the other side of the country? Because pack rats live on the other side of the country.
They cool. They cooler.
I mean, it's basically just what it is. I mean, listen, anything that you want is not going to be where you want it to be. Because if it was easy, then you'd be happy. Everything comes with a struggle. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Phil. Last week, did you mention something about a Van Halen keychain? If so, sign me up. Yes, I did mention something about that.
You didn't finish it this weekend?
No. It was a really long weekend. Anyways, I mentioned that I was probably going to do one. I have not done it yet. So when we do it, you'll know. That will be the next keychain I make. Hopefully I'll get time to make it before, Master Tech and Knowledge Fest and all that other crap, and then we'll sell it for $10 on the website.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's the goal. We'll see. I actually found one of the lanyards today.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I found my glasses. Check it out. Dude, it's the original one too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right? So this is the original right here. This is the original 5-star. This was recreated.
It was the first one?
This was the first one.
Yeah.
This was recreated for Morel because we did a thing with Morel a couple years ago and we made this with
2018
them.
though.
Yeah, so this is the
No,
first
2019.
Anyways, but yes, this was the original Van Halen lanyard with 5-star all over it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a cool one.
Wow.
Yeah, I found it at the bottom of the toolbox. Sorry. At home, I use only two-way bookshelves. Car has a sub. Go figure. Yeah, I mean, I would add a sub. Dean, Fernando, if you had to choose between the Arc Audio copper amplifiers and the Ground Zero Ultras, which would you pick?
I picked the coppers right here. I have them.
I'm gonna go with the Ultras.
Okay.
I am. I would really, because there'll be more of them because they only make a 2-channel, so I would need like 10 of them.
Yeah.
And at $5,000 a piece.
And then because you love a standalone DSP, then you have to have one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But no, I Swedish Peter really kind of, those were a lot of fun.
That was the at the competition, right? The guy
had one. Yeah. The guy had one powering his system. Or
Crazy.
No. Yeah. The Dick Doctor. His name was like Dick something.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Why do you have an LX shroud on your desk?
That was from the I don't remember what amplifier we put in there.
Weird. Okay. Hold on. It was my high school shop project that always went wrong. Yeah, it happens. Bricking means permanent. I think the Jeep hybrids are just temporarily being disabled. Yeah, you have to have it towed in. So basically it was I remember now. There was an over-air update that was done, and it was causing things to do weird things. And if you, they were telling Jeep owners to not use the hybrid side of things, to just use the gas side of things, because it would brick the car, and then you'd have to have it towed in and have it all reset and all this other stuff. So, yeah. Either way, just make sure you're good, because, yeah, you don't want to be bad. Dave says, I'm with Dean on that, getting 0.
Yeah, I never heard that the amplifier, so I don't know.
I mean, I've never heard it either, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
It was a long weekend. Dean and Fernando have a single day off. No Nintendo. The amount of stuff I got done between Saturday night and Sunday night was unbelievable. I didn't get any sleep. I had a ton of errands. I had a ton of crap I had to do and get done. Because November is just going to be a very fast month.
Yeah.
Next week is SEMA, which, oh my God, it's already SEMA time. We were talking with our good friend John today at Rockford about the vehicles that they're going to have there for us to play with. We've got all the one sheets on the products so we can learn all the cool new stuff, which I have to do this week because I haven't had a chance to do it yet. I'm just going to print them off. I'm going to have them in my pocket while we're there. So you can tell. Oh, wow. Geez. Chris is just trying to throw shade. I had 5 podcasts to edit, Chris. I messed up 1. Anyways.
Brad.
What's in the Ground Zero? Nothing. So the Ultra. So we got to tell Brad what the Ultra is. So the Ultra is a dual mono designed amplifier that, if you want to think of it so nothing touches anything. It's like a Faraday cage amplifier for both left and right channels. So much so that the gain. Remember the old TVs where you'd have the thing that would go in and they could click, 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 and then you'd push a button and it would go from UHF to VHF. So you had the 2 spindles. That's what they did for their gain control, so that the left and right channel don't share anything at all between the 2 of them. There's no. It's really weird. It's liquid cooled, or can be. It just looks cool. I mean, nothing against the coppers. I love the coppers, but somebody they want like $5,000 for these things. They're so stupid. Like it's Japanese. They're made for the 2-channel guys over in the Orient that just want to buy expensive stuff like Tony's amplifiers that Steve has in his truck. But yeah, check it out. It's you're fine. You don't even have to look at these things. It's nothing.
Now he's gonna go and look.
I know
at it
he is, but I'm just saying they're different animals, man. They're different. People can own these and like do amazing things with them. No one's buying those. Very few people are buying those. Like we've seen what, 2 in the wild, 1 in the wild.
That was the only one I saw.
So I mean,
in that competition,
to me, it's yeah. Anyways, dude, what do I care? I got a Falcon, bro. I'm gonna go be miserable listening to my Upmix system. Have you had a chance to use the new Morel integration 2.5 mid-range? Crutchfield has it for pre-order right now. No, we have not. It's a pre-order, which means they haven't shipped it to us yet. I hope to get one though, and we'll tell you all about it. So that'll be fun. Yeah, Morel's gonna have a bunch of new stuff coming out in 2026, so we're pretty excited about that. You found the glasses you lost? Actually, yes. When I was looking for some LEDs today to put on my Disney plaques, lo and behold, they were in the bottom of my toolbox. How they got there, we have no idea. The only thing we can think of is that it got hit and it flew in and it did one of these things. And then, like, I would never go in there because there's no reason to.
Yeah.
So
somehow
$526 later, hey, we're good though. We'll have a third pair.
Fantastic.
You know, Dean, did you get the Mustang subwoofer box sorted out? No, I haven't even texted that information to Sage yet, so I feel terrible. Which he never called me today. So, anyways, guys, 13 RAM with Alpine system. Would adding a 1-inch off the dash speaker sound horrible? No.
I said 13. Just put the 2.5, 3.5 in there.
Wait, I mean, you could easily just put a set of C3 Kenwood 3.5s in there and not have an ugly tweeter mounted on the sail panel or or everything, and it would sound better for sure. But it is the Alpine system, so it probably wouldn't because the Alpine system is 2 ohm, and those are 4 ohms. So we like that doesn't usually sound good. So I would just add the tweeter.
The 3.5 is 2 ohm?
No, they're 3.5 in the 2013. That might be a 2 ohm 3.5. Okay, so here's what you need to find out. If it's a 2 ohm 3.5, put in the tweeter. If it is a 4 ohm 3.5, top of the dash, put in the Kenwood C3s. It'll save you way much, and it'll sound way better. And buy 2 pairs, so you put one in the center channel. Yes, they would sound horrible with the Alpine system. It's all or nothing other than adding a sub, of course. Yeah, I mean, I get what she's saying, but like I said, if it's a 2 ohm, yeah, go ahead and add the tweeters. I mean, there again, just look them up, set them there. You don't have to drill holes; just put them there and see if they sound better. You know, if they don't do it. Yes, they're 2 ohm. Okay. I mean, reality is it's. I mean, if you're hoping for the audio control 3.5s are a 2 ohm that can go in there. If you're looking for an amazing sound difference, like, you're not going to get it. You might get a little bit more sound because, that's it.
Yeah, it's not going to be like, oh my gosh.
It's not going to be like air vents. Oh, you want to put them in the air vents? I feel like you're wasting your time. Like, I feel like you could spend your money on something more useful.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know what?
Chasing a ghost.
Sometimes you got to do these things just to find out. And I'm a big proponent of that because, hey, that's why I'm in this industry, because I was like, I can do that. Ooh, okay, won't say that again. But give it a go. What do you got to lose? A couple bucks?
Just money.
Yeah. Live your life. Have some fun. Do some cool stuff. I know the Alpine RAM system is so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 13. You put a new radio in it, solves all your problems. Do whatever you want at that point. Life is good. Oh my gosh, look at the time.
That's it.
Let me shut this off here. It's Monday, as if we all didn't know that. So our schedule is as follows. This week's going to be perfectly normal. Friday, we'll be here doing the news. Saturday, we'll be here doing the Saturday show. And then that's it for us. On Monday, we're going to Steve Miller band this out on a big old jet airliner. is going to carry us away to the Sin City of Las Vegas for SEMA 2025 with our good friends Rockford Fosgate. And yeah, and all the debauchery that's going to bring. We got 4 days of talking about the new punch speakers and whatever punchy stuff they want us to mention. They finally dialed it back to where like it's going to be a fun couple years. So they're not going to try to do everything in 1 year, thank God, because that was scary. But so this year we're going to get speakers. Next year we'll probably get amplifiers and or subs or who knows what. I don't know the timeline, but I'm pretty excited about it nonetheless because they're putting a lot of effort into this. This is not, they spent some time on this and they're making sure that it's going to be fantastic. So I can't wait. Can't wait. So for now, we just like to thank you guys for of course, Mondays being here, asking us good questions. And I'd like to thank Focal. I'd like to thank Moscone, Gladen, Audio Control, and Arc Audio. You can find them at .coms with all of their names for sponsoring the show and making this show possible for you guys to ask us these cool questions. So, with that being said,
thank you guys.
Thanks. You guys have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Make sure to tune into 5 Minutes of 5-Star on our 5-star, Instagram. We'll tell you what's going on here.
Number
and of course,
5. Yeah.
We'll tell you what's going on with the rest of the week as the week just kind of rolls out in front of us. Yeah. Good times for everyone. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.